guys, today we're gonna check out 5 scary videos that freaked me out. Let's see if we get scared of this video, man.
This is the initial reaction of a YouTuber named Joey Mac 420 after experiencing a mysterious encounter while motorbiking in the mountains of California.
And it was all fun and games until a freaking ghost girl just comes out of nowhere.
Ghost girl.
He and his friend are out on a long bike trail with no one visible for miles and no reason for anyone to be out there with them. Everything is going fine until at one point the trail dips along the base of a mountain and runs parallel to a creepy section of woods. Joey comes around a corner and is surprised to see this person.
That's definitely a chick. I don't think that's a ghost, man. Look at this. That's definitely a chick just running around. Maybe she was hiking and, you know, they just seen her, capture her, and take. What's freaky about it?
Approaching him, someone who he's never seen before and yet who
obviously
looks strangely familiar. He's so freaked out by the sight of someone all the way out here, a clear 45 miles from town, that he veers off the path
she likes
and takes
walking.
a look over his shoulder to make sure what he saw was real.
That is so creepy. Brennan's gonna freak out. Do I go back and look for him?
What do you mean? He fully just showed the chick again. How is this creepy? I don't understand how this is creepy at all.
What? Where did she come from?
She walks by, but something is really off about the way she looks to him. He can't tell what it is, but it scares him bad. A close-up shows some reasons why.
Why?
She's walking straight ahead and doesn't turn to notice him at all. No wave or acknowledgement or any.
Because she doesn't want to talk to strangers, bro? You think about that? Maybe she doesn't want to talk to strangers. She doesn't want them to realize, you know, California, people be kidnapping people and shit, man. That's what's probably happening here. I don't think it's no ghost encounter.
Last, she seems to be holding something. When his friend drives by a short while later, he says she behaved differently and ran straight at him. I think she appears to not be in the right mental state.
Yeah, I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's someone that ran away or something, losing their mind. I don't think it's a ghost, man. I honestly don't think it's a ghost. Just saying, put that out there.
Since she was all by herself in the mountains, walking a long distance without any shoes. That's when Joey remembers a missing persons report around this area from not too long ago.
Okay.
And I think this was very smart thinking on Joey's part. He checks the database and brings up this photo. Carly Lane Gousset. I know it's kind of hard to tell from this distance, but I do see some possible correlations between the person in this video and the person in these missing FBI photos.
Let's see. I don't really think so. A lot of these chicks, they look alike, okay? I'm just saying everyone has kind of a very similar look. And from this video, you know, the video quality is not that great. Just say it's not that great.
The hairstyle is similar and she seems to have the same high cheekbones. If I had to guess the age, I would say a teenager, much like Carly, who was 16 when she went missing. But overall, it's too far away to say for sure if it's her or not. All of this bothers him enough to call the local sheriff, and I wanted to know if you thought this phone call is real.
I think I might have seen the girl.
Did you know the name of the person?
Yes, it's Carly Gousset.
The person on the other end sounds like a professional call dispatch based on the questions she has and the order she says them. First, she makes him clarify the address, which is what a real emergency operator would do.
Okay, do you know the cross street to Batista Canyon?
Then she asks for a clear description of the missing person in question.
Okay, do you remember what color shirt and pants she was wearing?
And she wants to know if Carly was with anyone else.
And she was by herself.
It's a logical line of questioning that seems she's following a real procedure she was trained for, which makes me believe this call was not fake. Most convincing of all is the way the call ends. It seems professional and exactly like.
Well, maybe he did call. I think he really did call saying that he saw this girl. But I feel like that's not the actual girl. That's just me. I feel like it's not the actual girl, man. You know? I don't feel it is.
One who is interested in your every move and possibly recording it to watch over and over again, or even to post online. It's apparently easy to do and happens more frequently than you think. In early 2019, an Airbnb traveler named Max Vest rented this room to rest his head. Does it look normal to you? If so, you could be getting spied on tonight.
I would
Under
never
a mirror
notice
is a
that.
small black camera positioned to watch you in bed. It's very small and easy to miss, but that's the whole entire point.
I would never
On the
notice
black
that.
bottom of this plug-in deodorizer is also a spy camera positioned across from the dresser. And I don't think I would have noticed, to be honest.
That is some creepy shit right there, man. Honestly, these people in the Airbnb setting these kind of things up, I would have not noticed that. Let me know. Would you guys have noticed that? Because I know for sure I would have not noticed that. I would like, what is this? I wouldn't think it was a camera. Like, this does not look like a camera. What is that?
Honest, if it were me staying there, but just because you now know of 2 different types of spy cameras shouldn't make you feel anywhere near safe.
That is kind of
Meanwhile, in
scary.
a different hotel, one of these 3 objects on the table is a spy camera. Do you know which? Even if you guessed the lamp, I bet you didn't guess where. Last but not least,
Wow.
this man once spied on his female roommate for a long time, using a camera behind a curtain rod in her room. He's a tall man, but even he has to reach above to set it up. He lines up her closet and her
What?
bathroom in one frame, and satisfied with the position, takes his leave. Most people would hardly pay attention to the corner of their own room. How long do you think it would take before you noticed the camera, if at all? It would probably take me a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't notice
So
that.
if you travel a lot, then there is a chance this might have already happened to you, or if you live with someone you hardly know, they could use a number of different spy gadgets against you for the entire
Bro.
time you
Bro, that is some scary shit. Especially for that roommate. Bro, this guy looks like a creeper, bro. This guy is straight creeping her because you know why he's setting that up. You know, there's no other reason. He's trying to hopefully get some news or some naked pictures of her, something like that. That he can go, you know, to his dark room after and do some stuff.
You've been talking to them, and when that happens, they can either keep the video to themselves or spread it online.
Yeah.
Pretty creepy to
That
think
is.
about, right? A British family seems to be haunted by a spirit they call Freddy. Unlike most other
Freddy,
families
why
with
Freddy?
a lingering paranormal problem, they seem to have gotten used to being haunted for the most part and largely ignore Freddy, laugh at him, or otherwise treat him as if he's a bratty child. It's an unusual technique that's made for some interesting videos from 2017 to 2018.
Come on, Freddy. I know we call you Freddy, but we don't know what to call you yet. But we like it.
Freddy
I
got
guess
mad.
this ghost simply doesn't like to be addressed by the wrong name because nothing touches the can, and yet it makes a noise and goes flying. They never do call it Freddy again after this, at least not to its face. I don't see how this is faked because I don't see a string. In fact, I don't see a string in any of their videos, like this one for example.
Oh, that was
no
creepy.
string shows against the dark window.
That right here, I don't know how they did that one. That one I can't explain. I don't know how they did this one, but this one is really good. Like for real. I don't know. Can anyone explain this to me in the comments down below how this was done? Because yeah, this looks kind of freaky.
Window as this phone lifts up and slams back down only when she tries to say hello.
Don't touch it. You don't have to touch it.
That is some real.
And later
Good
they
editing.
turn the light on
I don't
just
know
to
what to
prove
say.
that it's not fake.
Come on. Put the light on. Put the light on. Look, the light is on. You can clearly see there is no fishing wire or strings.
If this isn't a ghost, then tell me how it's being done because I really don't know.
I don't know
hovering.
either. It's just hovering. That's kind of freaky, man. That's some scary
Most of the
shit.
activity seems to be happening in this living room. When they are all in the kitchen, stuff in the room always seems to move, almost like Freddy is trying to get them to come over here. Aside from the phone, this dog picture seems to be its next favorite object to animate and suspend in midair.
You'll be alright. Oh, yeah. I'm not lying. The picture is levitating.
And you're still in the house?
I suppose somebody could have been standing on a ladder off camera and using a string for the last video, but I don't see it. And there are other videos like this one where they show the full room, and look at that flashing red light. It looks like the ghost may have left them a voice message, which they unfortunately don't play. I would have really liked to have heard Freddy's real voice. Here they are on a different day, standing all the way on the other side of the house, and here the picture is bobbing up and down all on its own, while the curtains move about on their own. The windows are up, so it's not somebody running a wire from outside. There's just no easy explanation for this one.
Nope.
Then, to make matters even more confusing, the picture simply drops on its own as if the ghost is done playing with it. When the mother goes to pick it up, the overhead lamp starts swinging all on its own. Swinging lights are another tactic.
Well, I don't know, man. I feel the quality is really low quality, so I don't know, man. It's not no 4K quality. Like, you know, there's no 4K quality here, so I don't know, but that's hard. I don't know how they did that. Like, I want to know how that's done. Or there's really a ghost, man.
Freddy uses to try and drive them mad. It is one of the things that seems to honestly annoy the mother, and that's probably why Freddy is always doing it so often. First, it swings back and forth, and then when that fails to get a reaction from them, it starts to move in small, nauseating circles. Before you say that the camera person must be pulling on it with a string, consider that there's clearly no string to be seen,
From both
and that the light over the living room, where no one is standing mind you, is doing the exact same thing. Plus, I really don't think they'd risk breaking the lamp by swinging it this hard themselves.
Yeah,
and
they would.
The more they ignore it, the harder the lights swing. Freddy gets so upset that he figures out how to express his anger in a new way.
The door, Em. The door. Look at that. The door's never done that, ever.
Wow.
Wow.
Bro, I'm moving.
Nobody touches the door at all.
My ass
Nobody
is
is
straight
anywhere
up
near
moving.
that part of the house. At 49 seconds is when you should be able to see a string connected to the door, but even at half speed and zoomed in, no string is to be found. It's truly closing by itself. And in this window, where objects are always moving, stands the outline of Freddy. Some videos seem much more easy to explain than others. Somebody could be shaking the table from underneath.
What? The table's moving. Alright, stop that now. Look at the cat, I know.
While other videos seem unexplainable even years later, I would have liked to have seen the other side of this picture to see if they were using high-powered magnets, but I guess we'll never get the chance. I find it interesting that Freddy seems to be confined to the kitchen and living room areas.
Wow.
Something bad must have happened here to confine it to these areas of the house.
They did
Perhaps
some
its anger
research.
will one day allow it to explore the rest of the home. In the meantime, they
you
don't know
dumb?
what it is or what it's trying to tell them, and they don't really seem to care. And their indifference only seems to make Freddy grow more determined to grow stronger and show them his true form. There have been some odd cemetery happenings that have been freaking me out lately. Weird occurrences that I hope don't signify a new trend. Take this video from 539 Productions, for example.
What is this?
He's walking around the graveyard for fun, as he tends to do, and he goes all the way back to the oldest row of markers, ones that border the forest. Right next to this one is a mysterious opening that looks like it goes all the way down, presumably 6 feet under. To clarify, it's not the right size for someone to go down into, but rather the right size for someone to squeeze up through, as if someone who had been buried recently had clawed their way to the surface. I know it sounds far-fetched, so maybe it's just an animal den like 539 Productions suggests. At least I hope so. But when he finds another hole at a completely different graveyard, it really starts to make you wonder what's going on. I mean, the hole is the exact same size and the exact same placement as before. And again, it looks just wide enough for a person to squeeze through. And when you look at videos like this one, where a man apparently smashes through the casket at his own ceremony in Brazil, it starts to become a little more believable that this scenario could happen.
No way! Did they think this guy was dead? Did someone bury this guy alive? What? Someone buried this guy alive, bro. Or is this a freaking zombie, my guy? Is this the first case of zombies? Jeez.
The ground. Look at the patch on this government agent's sleeve. These don't look like regular police to me. After a while, they back away and seem reluctant to touch him, which makes me wonder why. And finally, this is one of the more recent graveyard videos to go viral. Family and friends gather around. A man named Elliot who passed away days ago. Suddenly, he sits up at 13 minutes and looks around, stunned. This video looks like it was set up because I'm pretty sure he's breathing at 10 minutes and 2 seconds, well before he supposedly comes back to life. But just because I don't believe this video is real doesn't mean it's not creepy to think about. And it also doesn't disprove the other strange graveyard forgotten, never to be visited, never to be removed. Atrocities were inflicted daily upon patients unable to make sense of what was happening to them or to defend against it. With a ratio of 3 nurses to every 80 patients, there simply wasn't enough staff to keep everyone well fed or even alive. Mealtimes were a mad scramble in which a handful of nurses had to shovel food down patients' throats, often against their will. Some didn't survive. Their bodies were branded with a number and taken to a cemetery in a nearby forest. Lechtworth Village did not shut down until 1996, 85 years of suffering total. Now, after 100 years after its creation, the 130-building mega asylum has rotted down to only a few of the most haunted sites left standing. Areas full of activity that a paranormal explorer named Angelo wants to document. On March 2nd of 2020, Exploring with Angelo enters one of the only buildings left standing. Shadow figures watch from a distance as they cautiously make their way through. Apparitions who are there one moment and gone the next. And it isn't until they begin walking up the stairs that the creepy noises begin. Sounds like doors opening while both of them are standing in place.
Maybe some animals running around?
That basically might have been housing the ward.
Or this low croak right behind them at 4 minutes and 46 seconds.
That's weird.
Bro.
That's weird.
Or when they get to the top and find the doors wide open leading into the dark forest. So if this door is already open, then explain this.
God, these stairs are all made of metal.
Nope.
It's close to a road.
The door somehow creaks open without moving. It sounds like it's being pulled open from straight ahead and yet nothing is there. Here's the door at 5 minutes and 6 seconds when the sound happens, and here it is again at 5 minutes and 50 seconds after the sound. It's open at the exact same angle down to the degree. They didn't touch it. They step through and turn around to look at the door from outside. They turn out their light to see if they pick up anything. Sure enough, these two beady eyes reflect on the wall despite there being no lights of theirs turned on.
What beady eyes? Oh. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? I am out.
At 6 minutes and 25 seconds, they hear and see something jump across the camera. When they turn their lights back on, it's gone. They explore a few other rooms, and when they retrace their steps, the phantom doorway opens once more.
I just heard it again. Yeah, I heard it too. Whatever, just keep going.
The top floor is filled with hospital beds. Look what appears right as they ask a simple question out loud.
People claim they see in this place. Shadows.
A glowing circle floats by in response, and soon a bad feeling rushes them off of this floor.
That's an orb.
But as they are leaving, they hear this noise coming from a different building, one deeper in the forest.
Not for me.
That's what we've been hearing. That's what we've been hearing, but that's coming from the forest.
Angelo is walking towards the noise when it becomes evident that they are surrounded.
What?
They are looking one way when a hiss comes from the opposite direction.
What is it? I don't know. Oh, what the f was that?
What is
Up
that?
ahead is another asylum building and more voices.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. That's where the noise is coming from.
No, thank you. No,
And
thank
this
you.
large
We gotta
white
pack up.
sideways face peering at them from inside. As they walk around the perimeter, all of the commotion strangely stops. The forest is as silent as can be, but as soon as they enter the building, they hear the noise again. Something is playing with their mind. Inside is little more than room after room of decaying white wallpaper. When they reach the end of the hall, they hear heavy footsteps from where they just were. This sounds like real fear to me. At first, they try to determine where the footsteps are coming from, but this is the moment they need to get out of there fast.
ever since we got here.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
They faced their fears long enough to stop and turn around one last time to confirm they were really being followed.
Anything there?
Yep.
I'd say it's pretty clear
Pretty time
that
to get the hell out of here.
Are the people
Pretty-
who claim to have spotted
Pretty, you know, it's time to get your ass out of there, man. But before you guys get out of here, subscribe, like the video. I'm out. Bye.